And his voice was bothering the fuck out of me.
His voice is okay.
It's just like a whispery.
Like
Yes. Like I.
you went Elvis there for a second.
That's. I don't know. I didn't like it. And then it
Was Gene full of money, Scott full of show, getting Nightcrawler, and here we go, apocalypse. Gonna give non apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
You can mutant all night, but keep out of my side, apocalypse.
Yes.
Woo!
Okay, thank you.
Xavier School for Gifted Youths in Westchester. I don't have much. I just started writing that song. America! I'm Zach Nanimus.
I'm Jonny Dim.
And today, we are talking about a movie that we saw, and it's pretty important for everybody else, because it's an X-Men movie. It's X-Men, not Age of Apocalypse.
That's true.
So, as many of you know, they came out with a new movie called X-Men Age of Apocalypse, and we wanted to spend a little time talking about it. Johnny, how did you feel about the movie? Also, do you want to cut this into like spoiler and non-spoiler segments?
Sure.
Maybe the first 5 minutes won't do any spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. Just for you.
Yeah, just fun-loving vagaries.
Yay!
Remember when the mutants did the rising action?
Yeah. I also remember when that one not mutant did a thing. Yeah, so there's some inconsistencies with the movie. There's some things that what's interesting about the movie to me, the most interesting thing that you're going to see with this movie is that the title character, and what I mean by title character is his name is in the title.
X-Men?
No, Apocalypse. He's actually not the best part of the movie. He's not even close to it. He's actually kind of
Definitely the worst.
Yeah, he's actually the worst part of the movie.
Yeah.
But it stays in line. This movie stays in line with the trend that started with First Class, and they've basically did a reset of the universe roughly around that time, and as they continue on, it's consistently good.
Yes.
That one, and then Days of Future Past was good, and this one is in that same vein, very good. And McAvoy and the other guy, I don't remember his name.
Westchester.
Yeah, that's the guy.
No, his name. Oh, I kept saying his name to myself throughout the entire movie, and now it's gone. Michael Moore.
Yeah. Well, the Michael Moore.
It's gonna come right to me as soon as you start talking again. Just keep going.
Okay. Anyway, so
Fassbender.
Yeah, that's it. Fassbender. So those guys are doing excellent. They got some new players in the game, new players.
Actually, I wasn't crazy about McAvoy this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the cast in general, like they played their characters well. The guy who played Nightcrawler was amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best.
I couldn't. Okay, one of the Nightcrawler may be the second biggest reason that I wanted to see this movie, and the entire time I couldn't figure out if Nightcrawler was legitimately fun to watch or I'm just a fangirl.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
No, he was fun to watch.
Okay,
it was absolutely fun to watch. A lot more fun than I thought. A lot better than the first time they tried to put Nightcrawler in an X-Men movie.
You are dumb. Alan Cumming is a genius.
I didn't say Alan Cumming wasn't a genius. I just said this iteration of Nightcrawler is better than that one. He's a younger Nightcrawler, and he kind of plays that part. But the Horsemen also, for the most part, were kind of not that interesting to me.
Blah.
Yeah. Psylocke had 3 lines, I think, and completely not interesting. I think they left out her lines on purpose because I don't think she has a good voice for the character. I don't think she has a good voice for a lot of things.
I didn't notice any problems with her voice.
It felt weird to me. It didn't.
And I've heard her voice a lot. She's a professional presenter.
Yes.
Like mostly what she does.
I know, but that's a different type of character, I guess. It's like I wanted Psylocke to me. I felt it should be a little more. I don't know, dialed in and serious. I don't know.
I thought the most interesting thing about Psylocke in this one is that Ivan Ooze, he creates all of their suits for him. Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He creates all their suits for him, and they have like very sophisticated alien tech armor that he molds just with reality itself. And he put her in a one-piece swimsuit. And I really wanted Angel to bring it up.
Yeah.
And it
would
would
have
just
been
be like, You're welcome, bro.
That would have been perfect. They would have at least commented on it and said how ridiculous it looked.
Yeah.
Because traditionally that is her outfit, but
Sure.
but it just didn't. It didn't seem right, like in this setting.
Well, the thing, like, if they were going for comic book consistency, then there was plenty of very interesting outfits to put Storm in. There's very interesting outfits to put Angel in.
Yeah, and he, to be honest, like I expect a lot more just from that one character because. I just did because I remember like in the cartoon like he was a big deal.
Sure.
As far as the Horsemen went, and I just was really just unimpressed. And with somebody that can create what Apocalypse can create, I'm really surprised that they didn't have better powers for those guys. Because in the comics, he usually like amps up their shit.
Yeah. Well, the thing.
Giving him just metal wings just doesn't do a whole lot.
We'll get into that in
Yeah.
spoilers because there's something I want to talk about. If you don't mind, I'm going to interject and
Sure,
say that
go ahead.
I really did enjoy this movie, and I did by the end of it enjoy Apocalypse because the beginning of the movie was really disjointed. There were a lot of plot threads going everywhere, and I was thinking, oh my god, it's going to be Batman Superman again. They're going to be trying to do way too much, way too fast, and they're never going to get a coherent storyline until they whip something up right at the end, which isn't what turned out happening. What turned out to happen was that... I mean, is that a proper sentence? Turned down for what?
Turned out happening.
Yes, what happened was they just kind of forgot some of the characters.
Yeah, that's
They,
true.
they just didn't.
Yeah.
They just didn't use them as characters. They used them as set pieces and special effects, which worked weirdly enough. They focused on the characters that we actually cared about, which was basically Magneto.
That's about it.
Yeah, this is a horrible Apocalypse movie. It's a great Magneto movie.
Yeah.
He's got some of the best scenes, some of the best
And
action.
Jean Grey.
Huh?
And Jean Grey.
I wasn't wild about Jean Grey.
For some reason, the way they teased a little thing there at the end, I really liked how they did it. It's a lot. Okay, the reason I like it so much because I am not a fan of the first or the original X-Men movies that they came out, the trilogy.
Really?
I'm not at all. And when they teased the little thing at the end, okay, I'm gonna spoil it here. It's the Phoenix deal. They do a little wink and
like you didn't know. They basically can't say Jean Grey.
It has nothing to do with whether I didn't know or not. I just didn't like how they.
I'm talking to them. It's not a spoiler when you say that Fox is making an X-Men movie.
Okay, that's true.
And Jean Grey's in it, and the Phoenix shows up.
Right. No, that's very true. But what I'm comparing here is how they introduced the Phoenix at the end of I think it was the second X-Men movie back then.
Yes.
Yeah. And I didn't. That was like the worst. This one, it's like you kind of get that where she's playing with that Phoenix thing, and you see this deal happen. And I thought that the way it was presented on the screen was actually very good. I liked it.
What I would really like to see, because this does seem to embrace some of the. I think they're justifying some of the changes that they're making to their own timeline, in so much that they threw out Wolverine Origins. You can't count that as an X-Men movie in this timeline anymore. And I think they're doing that with Days of Future Past stuff.
Yeah.
I think that they could bring this full circle and really make this work for me if the Phoenix was time traveling, and that's not Jean Grey.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, that's how it was in the comics. And it made the Phoenix so much more interesting. Because right now she's just Jean Grey's hidden power. In the comics, she was this extra planar deity that was obsessed with Jean Grey and became her doppelganger for no reason, just because she was crazy. But yeah, like I said, it was very disjointed. And the one thing that I noticed by the end of it was that Apocalypse doesn't have a master plan. He shows up. He knows he wants to destroy the world and make a better place. Just where the strong will be able to survive, and as he's doing it, he's just being an opportunist. He's just saying, "Oh, there's a powerful mutant, powers. Oh, there's a supermodel, swimsuit," and like he never really is like, "Oh, now here's my master plan." He's just like, "Oh, Magneto, Omega level mutant. Let's use you now."
Yeah.
Which by the end of it, I thought it was an interesting take. I thought it was interesting to see a villain not need a master plan, but just react to his element. But what I did, not if we want to go into spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler time.
Spoiler
Even
alert.
though we already tossed a little bit in there. That's the spoiler horn.
Was that a car passing?
Is that what that noise is?
I love that it's just sound effects.
Yeah.
Okay. Stupid. So you were talking about the powers that he gave his horsemen, and I think like as Apocalypse works in the comics, it's fine because Apocalypse wasn't that powerful. Like 5 or 6 mutants, he'd give them a run for their money, but he's still somebody that was intended to be taken on by a team. Unless he has access to celestial technology
which he does in the comics.
Well, or the entity known as Ship. Well, that's also celestial technology. So he needs more stuff to really beef him up. And in this one, at the end of the movie, he needs a new pyramid, and he makes one in like 3 seconds. And he goes into the pyramid, and he's got some business to do with Charles Xavier, and he was like, "Cover me," and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Yeah, all he had to do was just wait until the X-Men showed up and be like, "Pyramid, pyramid, pyramid, pyramid." If you have a pyramid gun ready to go.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of issues with that, and I did a little bit of research before I went into the movie. You hardcore X-Men fans can definitely correct me. I don't know if you probably be able to correct me too, but that was not how he had eternal life. He didn't transfer bodies.
No, he was born eternal.
Yeah.
In fact, that was kind of like his only mutant ability in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which is another big issue with the movie, is that they cut out all of his story to make room for Magneto.
Yes.
Because at the beginning of the movie, in ancient Egypt, he's already a robot. That's not how it happened.
Nope.
And I'm not saying that comic book movies have to be consistent with the comics. In fact, I kind of like it when they're a little different because it's a new story. But the way they did it in the comics was so much more interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I care about Apocalypse more as a character in the TV show and in the comics because I find him more interesting. He's more intimidating. This version was weird to me. I didn't like the whole presentation, the whole look, just the aesthetics alone were unsettling to me.
Yeah, I would have. I wanted him to look a little bit more like Darkseid, a little bit more of more of an ape-like face.
Yeah, and his voice was bothering the fuck out of me.
His voice is okay.
It's just like a whispery.
Like
yes. Like I.
You went Elvis there for a second.
That's I don't know. I didn't like it, and then it
was Gene for the money, Scott for the show, getting Nightcrawler, and here we go, Apocalypse, gonna give no apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
You can mutant all night, but keep out of my sight, Apocalypse.
Yes.
Woo!
Okay, thank you. So the whole thing, like his voice, and then when he would get angry, all of a sudden it echoes off of nothing. Like his voice echoes like
my wings are hurricane. That.
Yeah. Oh, better one.
Yeah, like what they get around to in the movie is that he was trying to transfer bodies because that's how his immortality works. This one, he's a robot for no reason.
Well, I guess we may be making a mistake here.
What?
Is he immortal because he's transferring bodies, or is he just acquiring new powers that way?
How he was being immortal this entire time in the context of this story was switching bodies when he got old. Then they finally found
but he lived for like 2,000 years.
Yeah. By switching bodies. Wait, are you talking about in the movie?
He slept.
Okay. The last mutant that he transferred into was a regenerative mutant.
Oh.
So he was now fully immortal.
Okay.
And so then there's a scheme, and 2 of the slaves collapse the pyramid on him. He's down for the count for thousands of years.
Yeah.
The thing about this is that him being under that pyramid didn't affect the plot at all. they could have put him down for they could have put him down for less time, or even even put him down for that amount of time, but just include some snippets of him pre-robot, some of him as a young Apocalypse, just hanging out. And that's what they did for the teaser.
Yeah.
And that's really the interesting part of Apocalypse's journey is, how old he is and how much experience he really has. And that's what I needed to round off this character, and they didn't do it. They expected him to be interesting because he speaks in that very tired, lordly Shakespearean manner instead of, having a personality and being blue. So overall, Johnny, how we figured it out. There are 8 X-Men movies now.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this rank for you?
I think it would rank. Man, if I have to actually pick a number, right now, without having seen First Class and Days of Future Past recently, I'd probably put it third behind those two.
Okay.
And although I really did like one of the Wolverine movies.
The Japanese one?
Yeah, the one that actually a lot of fans don't like.
Yeah, that's simply entitled The Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's X2 because I do love that movie.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
It's X2, The Wolverine, and then this movie. I liked it more than First Class.
Nice.
Days of Future Past, I don't know. It was weird. It was interesting. It was fun, but I can't get over. There's a really messed up part of that movie.
Oh, where it had to do with Quicksilver, right?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was talking about how I was talking about all the promiscuous comments towards Jubilee.
I don't even remember Jubilee being in that movie.
She wasn't.
But that's another thing. As I think a lot of people our age are going to be a little disappointed in is that Jubilee didn't have much of a role in this movie at all.
Yes, she did not.
'Cause Jubilee was the main character, like the introductory character, or the Hobbit of the TV show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, the problem I had with Days of Future Past was Magneto got all the Sentinels, and at the railroad tracks, he caught them, and then he opened up the Sentinels, and he took rails, and he put them into the Sentinels, and that reprogrammed them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
That sounds awful.
Yeah, well, it's like the whole thing was like they were immune to his powers. They didn't use any metal because they knew Magneto was going to show up. So he was going to stick metal into them to control them. But that's not what happened. What happened is they started obeying him.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that was hokey.
If that didn't happen, I mean they completely forgot about Plumito.
Plumito, everyone's favorite X-Men.
He controls plastic.
How many months have you been working on that?
A couple.
And it's not to say that this movie isn't without its problems. For example, the always fun Quicksilver scene.
God damn it! Oh yeah, I mean, are you talking less on a science level?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with him being that speed because I learned how fast he is. He's faster than light.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Yeah, but when he's moving people at that speed, he's killing them. Those G's would make them pass out.
I think the conceit is that, and I know in the comics he has like fields around him that absorb shock.
I'm sure, and there's ways of reasoning it. That's why I'm not real picky about that. But what I am picky about is when you speed up Pac-Man, because that was stupid.
Because his Pac-Man's faster.
Yeah.
I thought it was more dumb that he was playing on a Miss Pac-Man machine.
Playing Pac-Man on a Miss Pac-Man machine.
Yeah, and I don't think they had multi-kids at that time.
Nope.
Although
you could explain that where it was just he could have just maybe he likes Miss Pac-Man, so he put her on the arcade.
That's true.
Yeah.
He's also fast enough to absorb knowledge at an increased rate. Maybe he reprogrammed Pac-Man so it'd be faster.
He just made a custom cade.
There you go.
Custom cade.
He invented the Namco multi-cade.
What was the other thing?
No, I was talking about.
Yeah, you were talking about Quicksilver.
Yeah, So the Quicksilver scene, the big problem that only Quicksilver can solve in this one, which is it's becoming a staple, and I like it. I hope they don't do it in the next one. I hope they give it to maybe Nightcrawler or something like that, so they can show off another character and have it be less of an installment and more of them being creative. But the entire X Mansion explodes, and then the guacamole exploded, and then it exploded again. That's very old internet. No, the entire X Mansion explodes because Apocalypse steals Xavier. They're down in the catacombs of the X Mansion, and Havoc is doing a beam at him, and then they all teleport out of the way of the beam, and he hits the prototype Blackbird, which is made for combat. So you would hope that Hank McCoy, mutant genius and prodigy, would design a plane that could take more than one hit without turning itself into a half-kiloton bomb, capable of destroying an extreme amount of real estate after blasting through reinforced tunnels beneath the structure that it would eventually blow up.
What? Okay. The thing that triggered the explosion was that the plane?
Yeah, he hit the plane.
That's
the explosion.
That was the explosion. I wasn't sure what he hit.
Yeah.
I just saw something like make an impact with it, and then all of a sudden, everything exploded. I was like, whoa! They must have some kind of crazy gas-filled generator thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't even know what they hit. That does not make sense.
It wouldn't make sense to have anything in the mansion capable of blowing up that big. And you know what? I can't say that he officially hit the engine. Like, even if he hit a missile that the Blackbird's not supposed to have, even if he hit a missile.
Yeah.
That's not what missiles are supposed to do when they're hit.
That's true. That's true. Now, here's the thing. Now, this takes place in, was it the 70s?
80s.
80s.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense
Pac-Man.
then. Yeah. Didn't Chernobyl happen around that time? There's a lot of different, Chernobyl in the 80s?
You're asking the wrong dude. I know a lot about fake history.
I think 1 Mile Island, I think, may have been in the 80s. But either way, there's a lot of environmental disasters back there. We were still learning. You know, I don't think OSHA was a thing yet.
you don't think they checked in with the League of Nations to see if that was a legal, unlicensed nuclear reactor that they were strapping to the side of the Blackbird?
Yeah.
No, and that was a big problem for me.
Yeah.
It was like we have to accept one of two things. Either Havoc was capable of doing this all along and didn't, or Hank McCoy is an idiot. Okay, I'm not saying that it's easy to accidentally make something that explodes that big, but if you're gonna put that much time into it, I feel like you should do a little more reading before you get to the don't cross these two wires or you'll blow up every X-Men ever.
Right. Yeah.
So that was my deal with this one. But overall, I wouldn't say that diminished the experience too much because that's linked to, once again, one of the best scenes in the movie, Quicksilver, who's always fun.
Yeah, he is. He is a lot of fun. Him and Nightcrawler were a really good comic relief.
Mm-hmm. Don't you mean stars of the show?
Yes.
Thank you. So, is this worth the Blu-ray DVD box set release? Should this be put?
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, if we're doing a 1 out of 10, which I think we did last time.
We did 1 out of 5.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
It's not true.
It's very true. Because I gave Captain America a 3.
Fine. We gave something a 1 out of 10 for some reason. I guess classically we give 5s.
Yep. Right here. Ow!
Actually, we usually give 3s.
Boom.
Oh. So if we're going to do a 1 out of 5 on this one, I'm going to give this movie a solid 3.5.
Me too. It's not perfect, but very entertaining.
Yeah.
And for those of you who keep movie score, way better than BVS, but also better than Captain America. I will say, Fox is doing a lot of good things with their X-Men license right now.
Yes, they are. Sorry, I was I did a brain fart there. I was like, wait, is Fox X-Men? Yeah. All right. All the different studios and crap. It's so confusing. So anyway, that's all the show we have. Make sure to check out all the different stuff we do. We do a lot of stuff.
And don't forget to check out Comic Palooza coming this June. As a matter of fact, Johnny, play the clip!
God damn it!
Comic Palooza 2016 is here. Comic Palooza. Get your tickets and exclusive hotel packages today at comicpalooza.com.
All right, lots of fun stuff. Hope to see you there at Comic Palooza. And now I think it's time to say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe to the thing. By that, I mean a YouTube channel.
Click below for more episodes. Check out our Let's Plays. Follow us on Twitter. Visit warlocksentertainment.com.